Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning. Welcome to An-Nisa talk show episode 4. On today's episode, we'll be talking about communication between couples. The reason why I came up with communication between couples was when news broke about a pastor having an affair with his followers, and I realized that even in Islam, we might have something like that, because I do not have an example, but something similar might be happening. But because the news, the world isn't talking about it, or it's not on the internet yet, doesn't mean that it's not happening. So on today's episode, our brother Yayi, Muhammed, Sanusi will be taking us, and we'll be talking about communication between couples in Islam. So stay tuned to watch it and enjoy it.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. Dear viewers, inna alhamdulillah nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruhu wa nastahdihi wa na'udhu billahi min shururi anfusina wa sayyiati a'malina. إنه من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن سيدنا ومولانا محمد عبده ورسوله. إنما الأعمال بالنيات. Dear viewers, once again I welcome you all to An-Nisa talk show. Our area of concentration today will be communication between couples. As we all know, couple has to do with two people. So, two people coming together to make one. So, automatically we should know they both need each other to stand firm, to be one. So, communication, as we all know, is the act of imparting, of exchanging information. So, it is very necessary in marriage. It is very necessary between husband and wife, because it is one of the greatest and major aspects of a satisfying marriage. Islam is a complete code of life. Islam preaches love. Islam preaches that we should care for each other. So the absence of communication in a marriage gives you crush, or we should say crash. Yeah. So when you don't communicate, you will lose intimacy. When you don't communicate, you are destroying that act of being a couple. Because Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Almighty Allah says in the Quran, وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ أَنْ خَلَقَ لَكُمْ مِنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَاتٍ لِقَوْمٍ يَتَفَكَّرُونَ. This means, and of his signs, Almighty Allah has a lot of signs, but of his signs, part of Allah's signs is that He created for you from yourselves mates, that you may find tranquility in them, and He placed between you affection and mercy. Indeed, in that are signs for people who give thought. But what I want to stress point on is that Almighty Allah created us in pairs, mates, so that we may find tranquility, mercy, and love. Because He knows that, as I explained earlier, that it is two people that form one person. So when you don't communicate, you will lack that tranquility, you will lack the mercy, you will lack the love. It is when you communicate, you increase the chances of lasting marriage. As you all know, there's nothing like boyfriend and girlfriend in Islam. I will have talked about that. Maybe probably between boyfriends and girls. No. So if you talk about fiance, that one is more better than saying boyfriends and girlfriends. So we have to keep everything halal. Although we are not perfect, but we should try our best not to engage in haram. Without wasting much of our time, dear viewers, Islam is a way of life. So communication should be free and open because it is very necessary. You have, as a husband, you have to communicate with your wife. Your wife is not a slave. So we can deduct from this verse, the aforementioned verse, ayatihi an khalaqa lakum min anfusikum azwaja. Use the word mate. They are your mate. Not that we're talking about probably equality or something, no. But she, being your wife, has the same right, in the sense of you have to carry her along too. You don't have to say because you are the husband of An-Nisa, because you are the husband, you can decide anything you like. But she does not have the right to just decide without letting you know. No, it's not done that way. So husbands should be communicative. You have to communicate with her. She is your wife, not just slave. So we should get that straight. Like Prophet Muhammed ﷺ is the best of mankind, because Almighty Allah says in the Quran, وَإِنَّكَ لَعَلَىٰ خُلُقٍ عَظِيمٍ. So best of acts, goodness is found in Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. So in one of the hadith, we found out that Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he said that when a husband feeds, just feeding your wife, you get a reward. When the husband feeds the wife, he gets a reward. So for this act, and Allah increases the bond between them. So when we love and communicate for the sake of Almighty Allah, we actually increase our faith. So when you communicate, so you should know that it is it will increase your faith in Almighty Allah, because when you communicate, you share your thoughts, your decision. There's difference between decision. It's not that your wife has to decide on what you know. Don't let us use that word, but we should use the word communication. You have to communicate with each other. And there's a verse in the Quran also, very important verse in the Quran, where Almighty Allah says that وَشَاوِرْهُمْ فِي الْأَمْرِ, that you should try to seek for consent. You don't always play the role of decision making, that this is what I want, this is the way I think is good, this is the way I think is the best. No, it's not okay, it's not done that way. So without wasting much of our time, you have to consult each other. That's how the Quran uses it. وَشَاوِرْهُمْ فِي الْأَمْرِ, consult each other. So you should communicate with your wife. The wives also should communicate with the husband, because unfortunately, accept it or leave it, there are some wives too that are doing things, hiding, concealing the things from the husband, which are not done that way. So we should respect each other. The husband should respect the wife should respect the husband. You have to communicate. You shouldn't say because I am an alpha, as is popularly known between the people of Nigeria, probably the Yoruba and some parts of the West Africa. So because I'm Islamic scholar, I'm an alpha, the frank you don't communicate, you're not nice with your wife, you think you can always flaunt your face because you are alpha, everybody fears you, everybody respect. There's a difference between fear, respect. So your wife is your mate. Your wife is not a slave. I still repeat that word. You have to communicate with her. You have to be friendly with your wife. You have to be kind with her, because Prophet Muhammad was the best mankind with kindness and goodness to people, especially to the wives. I'd also like to mention something very important, that probably the brothers, the single brothers, when you want to approach a single Muslimah, a sister, you have to approach her politely. If you know you don't have good manners, or you don't have manners of approaching, it's better you keep quiet, because hadith of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he says that man kana yu'minu billahi واليوم الآخر فليقل خيرا أو ليصمت. So if you believe in Allah and His Prophet, you should say goodness. You approach people politely, especially the opposite sex. If you can't do so, just keep quiet. So that shows that you are a believer, you are a Muslim. And you have to, for you to interact with non-muharrams, those that are not your sister. I'm talking to the men, your sister, not your wife, not your mother, not your relative. They are non-mahram. You have to be very sensitive, to be shy. I'm talking to the men now. So you don't have to talk to them anyhow. You have to be very careful about gaddun nazar. You have to lower your gaze. You don't look at them anyhow. There's a way you lower your gaze, because in Surah An-Nur, Quran chapter 24 verse 30, you can see that Almighty Allah says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, say to the believing men that they should lower their gaze and guard their modesty. They guard their private parts, because that is pure for them. You have to lower your gaze, not that, oh, this baby is so beautiful, this baby, let me just have a round sex with her. So you have to change your intention. You have to have good intention with them. If your intention is to marry them, to go for marriage, that's fine. You follow the necessary procedures. Seeing the family of the wife, seeking for their consent, not that you just pick yourself up, tell her you love her and she accepts you, and you continue having haram activities, having sexual intercourse between you. That is haram in Islam. Advice to the single sisters, or let me say, all the women, the Muslim, whether you're married or not, but especially the single ones, you have to use something we call the al-haya, shyness. When you're shy, you don't behave anyhow, waywardly, because Prophet Muhammad sallam said, إِذَا لَمْ تَسْتَحِي فَاصْنَعْ مَا شِئْتَ. So that means if you have no sense of shame, you can do whatever you like. So for you to show that you are a good Muslim, you're a good Muslimah, you have to be shy. You have to practice what we call shyness. Don't be shameful. Don't be shameless. And so, for you to know the importance of communication, when Prophet Muhammad, let me tell you a short story. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he was called to prophethood, he was 40 years old. We shouldn't forget he was 25 years old when he married the noble mother of believers, Sayyida Khadija radiallahu ta'ala anha. She was 40 years old and Prophet Muhammad was 25, like 15 years difference. So she has the experience. She was married before to two men, but they died unfortunately, so she was a widow. And she was one of the most respectable women in the Makkah then. She has riches, she's a businesswoman, she's a trader. So to cut the long story short, she was interested in the Prophet, they got along, they got married and all that. What I want to say there is that when angel appeared, angel Jubril, when he appeared to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was afraid. He was like, what kind of creature is this? So Allah sent the angel to Prophet Muhammad. So he was afraid. He was shivering. He was fidgeting. So he has to run back home. So when he got home, he met Sayyidah Khadija, the wife of the Prophet, he was telling her, Dafirini, Zamilni. That means she should cover him up. Like he was shivering, he was cold, he was afraid. So Sayyidah Khadija, so that sense of communication, some men, the woman they don't value, they wouldn't even go to her to let her know what is happening. There are even some that are having what we call like side chicks, which is not acceptable in Islam. They will run to them, But what I want us to derive from this story is that when she sensed that she wants to test if the creature was a holy one, if the creature is from Almighty Allah or Shaitan, Satan. So she removed her dress. She was naked. When she was naked, she was now asking the Prophet, did you see that creature again? Are you still seeing the creature that made you afraid? And Prophet Muhammad said no. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. She told him that, don't worry, that is a creature from Almighty God. He does not mean harm to you, because if it was from Shaitan, probably the jinns, you will still be seeing them or be seeing him or her, the creature. But because it is holy from Almighty Allah, that was why you couldn't see the creature anymore. But all these are because of our experience. That helped the Prophet. So that was as a result of communication between them. So advice to Islamic clerics, advice to husbands, or any position you hold in Islam or anywhere you are in the world. So far you are a Muslim. Even this message is for everyone, even if you are not a Muslim, but for all Muslims should know that being Islamic scholar, being alpha or something, any position you hold, that shouldn't stop you from communicating with your wife, from respecting your wife, from caring for your wife, from adoring them, because they are very important to us. They are like as proof, there's a chapter in the Holy Quran dedicated to the women, Surah An-Nisa. So we know that they're always proud of that. They always talk about that, and it was so special. That's why we have a chapter of the Quran dedicated to us. So Prophet Muhammad also loved women. He helps them not to fornicate or to do anything haram with them, but to help them, because he knows that they are to be cared for, they are to be loved. So we should try to communicate. So communication increases our love. Communication strengthens the bond of relationships, your marriage. So you have to interact, you have to increase your skills of communication with your couple. So this also applies to the women too. The Almighty Allah be with us and grant us eternal peace. I pray for all the couples around the world that Almighty Allah should bless it and help the singles, the single males to get fruitful and compassionate life partner or women, and also for the single sisters too. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. For the our dear sister in Islam, Zulfah, Jubril, the brain behind An-Nisa talk show, may Almighty Allah be with you. May Almighty Allah and all the organizers, may Almighty Allah accept our prayers. إلى الأمام ما شاء الله لا قوة إلا بالله. My name is Muhammed Sanusi, Yayi and Okiri. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu.
Thank you so much, our brother Muhammed Sanusi Yayi, the owner of Yayi TV. We are so grateful to you for everything you continue to do for us and for giving us this juice, or we say words and sermon about communication between couple. We are very, 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 very grateful. May Allah reward you. And to every of our listeners, people who watch An-Nisa talk show, we say thank you so much. May God bless you. Make sure you keep watching An-Nisa talk show. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you tell your friends about it and keep enjoying. Do not forget to subscribe to An-Nisa talk show and also call on people to subscribe. Remember, and always remember, we are special. That's why Allah created a chapter for us in the Holy Quran. Do not forget that. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.